Good morning and welcome to your daily dose of your spiritual vitamin with me, Bonnie B. This morning we're going to talk about the Kybalion. We're going to get back into the 7 planes and talk about some manifestation. Today is the 19th. This is the day of the waning moon, the last waning moon before we hit a quarter. The waning moon is your moon where you have the magnetism of the energy, as far as the moon is concerned, is stronger to help bring your manifestations into fruition. This is the time period that you call your manifestations. Call them into being. It's the waning moon. That's her power. Is to help put energy behind your manifestations. So, we're going to move forward in this discussion about the planes. And keep it moving. Okay? Now, we're going to start with all occult knows it to be a fact, and others are referred to some of the more recent scientific works for outside corroboration. There are usual 7 subdivisions of this plane. The plane of the elemental mind, A. Plane of elemental mind, A. This comprises of the state or condition and the degree and mental and vital development of a class of entities known to the average man but recognized to occultists. So these are entities that are unknown by the average man. They are invisible to the ordinary sense of a man, but nevertheless they exist and play their part of drama of the universe. Their degree of intelligence is between that of the mineral and chemical entities on the one hand and of the entities of the plant kingdom on the other hand. There are 7 subdivisions of this plane. The plane of plant mind, in its 7 subdivisions, comprises the states or conditions of the entities comprising the kingdoms of the plant world, the vital and mental phenomena of which is fairly well understood by the average intelligent person. Many new and interesting scientific works regarding mind and life in plants having been published during the late decade, plants' life, mind, and souls, as well as have the animal man and Superman. The plane of the elemental mind, B, in its subdivisions, comprises of the states and conditions of higher forms of the elemental or the unseen entities. These are your spirits that are playing part in the general work of the universe, the mind and life of which form a part of a scale between the plane and the plant, and the plane of the animal mind. These entities partaking in the natures of both. The plane of the animal mind in its own subdivisions, the states and conditions of the entities being or souls animating the animal regarding the kingdom or plane of life. For the animal world is familiar to us as our own world. So that's where the animal moves, the way the animal acts, its characteristics. Oh, excuse me. Early in the morning. The plane of elemental C, in its 7 subdivisions, comprises of those entities or beings invisible, as are all such elemental forms, which partake in nature of both animal and human life in a degree and in uncertain combinations. highest form are semi-human in intelligence. The plane of the human mind and its subdivisions comprises of those manifestations of life and mentality which are common to man. In his various grades, degrees, and divisions, and in this connection, wish to point out the fact that the average man of today occupies but puts forth subdivisions of planes of human mind, and only the most intelligent have crossed the borders of the fifth sub-dimensions. It has taken the race millions of years to reach this stage, and will take many more for the race to remember. Let me read that again. It has taken the race millions of years to reach this stage, and it will take many more years for the race to move on to the 6th and 7th subdivisions and beyond. But remember, there have been races before us which have passed through these degrees and then on to higher planes. So, according to what I'm reading here, they believe that there have been other beings who have gone through these subdivision planes on higher levels. What do you think? Food for thought. Whether or not we know there are other living forces out here. We know that the 1/4 angels is out here. That 1/10 that God allowed to stay after he bound up the other 9. So those are intelligent life forces. Never thought of that, huh? Let's keep it moving. Our own race is the 5th, with stragglers from the 4th, which has set foot upon the path, and then there are a few advanced souls of our own race who have overstriped the masses, and who have passed on to the 6th and 7th subdivisions. Some bring still further on. The man of the 6th subdivision will be the Superman. He is the 7th, will be the Overman. In our consideration of the 7 minor mental planes, we have merely referred to the 3 elemental planes in a general way. We do not wish to go into this subject in detail in this work, for it does not belong to this part of the general philosophy and teachings. But we may stay, wait a minute, hold on. But we may say this much in order to give you a little clearer idea. The relations of these planes is more familiar ones. The elementary plane bear the same relation to the planes of the mineral, plant, animal, and human mentality and life that the black keys on the piano do to the white keys. So, to the more familiar ones, the elemental planes bears the same relation to the planes of mineral, plant, animal, human mentality, and life, and that the black keys on the piano do the same to the white. Okay, so they complement each other. The black keys on the piano play certain flat notes, and your white keys play the whole notes. So in order for a melody to exist, you need the white and the black notes. They complement each other. The white keys are the sufficient to produce music. But there are certain scales, melodies, and harmonies in which the black keys play their part, and in which the presence is necessary. That's what I was just saying. That in order to make a melody, you have to work both sets of keys together. You wouldn't just play all white. You're going to white and black it as the notes or the melody of the song call for. There are also necessary connecting links of soul condition, entity states, etc. between the several other planes, certain forms of development being attained therein. This last fact giving to the reader, who can read between the lines, a new light upon the process of evolution, and a new key to the secret door of perhaps the leap of life between kingdoms and kingdoms, which is the cross connection and the relationship between the two, which gives it the ability to jump from phase to phase, life to life, plant life to human life. Interesting. Stop right there. Marinate on that and understand that the planes of existence are not that far apart, and that we need elements of other planes of existence in order to manifest on our plane of existence. So that'll be it for this dose of the Kybalion. You all marinate on that, and think about it. These are tools for manifestation. These are key elements to help you in your manifestations. Okay? So remember, you are a key element here of manifestation. You are the one ingredient that crosses both planes of the mental and the physical existence in manifestation. Okay. Till it's time for the next daily dose. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.